Hello, everyone, and welcome to one of our pre-Shavuot learning opportunities here with our community. I hope everybody is doing well, is staying safe, and staying healthy. I want to take a little bit of time in a few minutes today in this video to talk about some of the music of Shavuot, and particularly one prayer, one piyyut, a liturgical poem in particular that is special to Shavuot, and that is called Akdamut. If you come from a more traditional Ashkenazic household or Ashkenazic community, it's referred to as Akdamus. But it's Akdamut, and it is recited on the first day of Shavuot each year before the Torah reading begins, and it serves as a liturgical prelude of sorts, a precursor to the reading of the Ten Commandments. And in a couple of days, when we celebrate Shavuot together on the first day this year online, we will be reciting selections of Akdamut during the service before we will read the Ten Commandments. But I want to give a little bit of background on Akdamut, and particularly the music associated with Akdamut. So Akdamut was a piyyut that was written supposedly in the year 1095. So as far as some of our liturgy is concerned, it is considered a more recent addition to the liturgy, comparatively speaking. And when it was written, there was no specific melody for Akdamut at the time. And therefore it was up to the specific service leaders, the chazanim, the rabbis, to come up with a melody at some point. But in its original state, it was actually, usually Akdamut was recited by the person that was going to read from the Torah, and that person would just recite it, would say the words without the melody. Over time, there have been melodies attached to Akdamut. And in today's time, the melody for Akdamut is a little bit more familiar than what many of us think. If any of us remember the melody that is used for the Kiddush on the eve of the festivals, so on the eve of Passover, on the eve of Shavuot, and on the eve of Sukkot and Shmini Atzeret, and in some places even on Erev Rosh Hashanah, the melody for Akdamut is the same as the melody for the Kiddush. Additionally, the melody is also heard on Simchat Torah, as many communities have the custom of using the Akdamut melody to recite the special text that is used to call up the Chatan or Kalat Torah and the Chatan Kalat Bereshit, the person who receives the Aliyah at the end of the Torah reading cycle, and then the person who receives the Aliyah at the beginning when we start the Torah over in that same part of the service. It's a special honorable Aliyah, and there's a special text recited, also in Aramaic, when that person is called up. And so the melody is the same as it is for Akdamut. And there's more of a correlation conceptually between Akdamut and that text, because Akdamut, being recited on Shavuot, which commemorates the giving of the Torah, us as Jews receiving the Torah, and as a prelude to the Ten Commandments, is a direct correlation to when we finish the Torah reading cycle and then restart it on Simchat Torah as well. So that is what's considered the traditional Eastern European melody for Akdamut. And so I want to sing some of Akdamut for you. I'm going to sing the first 5 sets of verses, or the 5 stanzas, so to say. Each set is divided into 2 verses. So I want to sing the first few here for you to hear the Akdamut melody, and then I will also compare that and sing the Kiddush melody for the eve of the 3 festivals. So if anybody would like to follow along during this learning opportunity and during this video, I am using the blue Sim Shalom Sidor, the one for Shabbat and festivals, and the Akdamut can be found on page 222, about 2/3 way through the Sidor. So here we go. Akdamut milin v'sharayut shuta, avla shakelna harman urshuta, bevave terei utlat deaftach benakshuta, bevare devare v'tarei adei lekasheshuta, gevuran almin leve lasefek perishuta, gevil ilu reki'ei kene kol churshata, deyo ilu yame v'chol mekenushuta, dare ar asafre v'rashmei rashvata, hadar mare shemaya v'shalit beyabeshta, hakem alma yechidai v'chavashei b'chavashuta. And so that melody is the same, or extremely similar, to the melody for the Kiddush on Erev Shavuot, on Erev Pesach, Erev Sukkot, and Erev Shemini Atzeret. And so here is the melody for the Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen, Akdamut milin v'sharayut shuta. It's the same melody. And that is one of the reasons why this melody is used for the Kiddush, because it is associated with both Shavuot and, in a way, Simchat Torah, which is part of Shemini Atzeret at the end of Sukkot. Therefore, melodically, it is a common theme that is used, and therefore we use it for the Kiddush as well. Now, the question, of course, lends itself, why is the Kiddush on the Shalosh Regalim different in melody than it is on Shabbat? And the reason is the same as why we have different melodies for different holidays and different times of the year, and that is because before prayer books, Sidurim, were widely used in prayer services among Jewish communities. The Jews learned the text of the prayers by rote, and in order for them to know which holiday it was when they were in shul, and for them to know what day of the week it was, which part of the service they were in, the melody would be what would tell them. The melody would change based on the day, based on which service it was on that day, and different components like that. So that is why in today's time we have a different melody for the same type of prayer. The text is different too in the Kiddush for the Shalosh Regalim versus Shabbat, but the basic construct is the same. It's the same purpose. It's the same type of prayer. The melody is different. The text is a little different. It is to tell us this is not the normal Shabbat Kiddush. This is the Shalosh Regalim Yom Tov Kiddush. Now, there is another melody that is very closely associated with Akdamut, but it's not used as widely for Akdamut itself. And that is that there is a Western European, it's actually a German melody for Akdamut, which some communities still use, but most don't. Most will now use this melody for different parts of the Mariv service on Shavuot. So for Erev Shavuot this year, for example, this coming Thursday evening when we do our Mariv service online, we will use this melody. When we do the Mariv service again for the second day on Friday night, even though it is Shabbat, we will also use this melody. as well. And it is again based off of a German folk song. And the melody is usually applied to the text of Micha Mocha, as well as the end of Hashkivenu in the Mariv service. So, for those that would like to follow along with that text while I demonstrate and sing this melody, Micha Mocha can be found towards the middle of page 32, again in the Sim Shalom Siddur. So here's how this Western European, this German Akdamut melody sounds like with the text of Micha Mocha. Micha Mocha Ba'elim Adonai Micha Mocha Nedar Ba'kodesh Nora tehilot osei fele Nora tehilot osei fele. So that is the German Akdamut melody, and some people will also use it for the end of Hashkivenu, specifically for the ending words of the bracha of the end of Hashkivenu. And then there is also a custom for this melody to be inserted for the text of either Hodu Ladonai Ki Tov, Ki Leolam Chasto, and or Ana Adonai Hoshiana in the Hallel service for Shavuot in the morning of both days of Shavuot. So listen for this melody. It is extremely melodic, has a lot of ups, has a lot of downs. It certainly sounds like it can come from a little European German village, probably from about 100 or so years ago in Europe. These are just a little bit of the tidbits of our musical history and what creates and constitutes our Jewish musical fabric, especially today in 2020 in our synagogues today. I hope this was enjoyable for everybody. I hope this was informative. Of course, if you have any feedback, any questions, would like to chat more about these melodies or about the prayer text, please do not hesitate to contact me. You can give me a call. You can send me an email. I'm always available to chat. I wish you and your families a happy as well as a meaningful and most importantly, a safe and healthy Shavuot this year. Chag Sameach, everyone. Take care.